Welcome back to Spotlight TV. Time now to talk about our health. Joining us today is registered dietitian and strength training coach John Canlas as he shares his thoughts on the perfect diet, why you may not be losing weight even though you're doing everything you can, and the myths about sugar and red meat. Welcome, John. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, one of the most common complaints is that we're not losing weight even though we're eating healthy. Can you share with us why that could be?
Yeah, so when people do exercise but they're not losing weight, they can probably attribute it to a couple of factors, right? So if you're working out and you're trying to eat healthy, just because you're eating healthy, it doesn't mean that you're actually gonna lose weight, because all in all, the weight that you have depends on a thing called calorie deficit, right? So calorie deficit is basically when you eat less than what your body needs. So even if you eat healthy, let's say you eat a lot of salads and bread and healthy breads and juicing, all that stuff, if your diet is not less than what your body needs, you're not going to be able to lose weight. So, and that's what one thing that people mistake of not doing, is making sure that they're not eating less than what their body needs. So probably nutrition is the biggest driver of weight loss, and eating healthy, you still have to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit.
I see. So it's more about calorie counting.
Yeah, it's making sure that you're eating less than what your body needs. So if you eat healthy but you still eat a lot, it's still not going to solve the problem of losing weight.
Right. And now can we talk about what is the best diet?
So if you've seen, like, in social media or on a TV, Dr. Oz or Oprah, they promote different types of diets: paleo, carnivore, fasting, keto. And the truth of that is, like, there really is no quote unquote best diet, because what works for me, Kat, may not work for you. If I like rice and you don't like rice, and I decide to put you in a no rice diet or something that you're not going to stick to, then there's no way that you're going to sustain that weight loss, right? So quote unquote, what the best diet is for you is the one that you can stick with. So because when you want to lose weight, first you lose weight, then you have to maintain it, which means you have to maintain the stuff that you eat and the foods that you eat and the diet. If you can't maintain fasting or keto or paleo or any of those things, then obviously it's really hard for you to sustain that weight loss. So best diet is the one that works for you.
There's also a lot of food out there that people say is really bad for you and we shouldn't be eating. And one of them is sugar. Is it really as addicting as people say?
Yeah, so sugar gets a lot of bad rap because, as if you look at the research, as we eat a lot of sugar, there's also a trend for our weight to go up within the last 30 to 40 years. So they probably attribute it to eating sugar must be causing a lot of weight. And on top of that, when they see people eat a lot of sugar, a lot of people that try to lose weight, they say, "Oh, I can't stop eating," or I have a hard time resisting it." But what they don't tell you is that foods that have a lot of high sugar content also taste good. Also, when foods that have a lot of sugar, they're also combined with foods that have high in fats. For example, cakes, donuts, anything that's sweet and kind of have the dessert quality, cheesecake, both have a lot of fat and sugar. So when you combine a lot of high sugar and high fat, it makes it very, very hard to resist those type of foods, because people are hardwired to eat a lot of those foods. And another point that I want to clear out is that if sugar is addicting, hot fruits are mostly made of sugar. So why aren't they not addicting, right? Milk has a lot of sugar in it, but you don't see a lot of people overeating in those, So that's the point that a lot of people in the social media and in the public are missing.
That's great news. Now, what about red meat?
Well, there's research out there that people that eat a lot of red meat also have like a high incidence of cancer, colon cancer, and have a shorter amount of lifespan. But what they don't tell you in social media and in the public out there, that people that tend to eat a lot of red meat also have unhealthy lifestyle. They smoke, they don't exercise, they don't eat a lot of vegetables to begin with. That's what they don't tell you in the background. And to isolate one food to cause all death, to cause like a shortened lifespan, is the wrong assumption when it comes to looking at red meat. In the context of having a healthy diet, meaning fruit, vegetables, having exercise, and eating everything else in moderation, even cakes and donuts, red meat isn't necessarily bad for you. Now, if all you eat is red meat and maybe that's all you eat, then maybe it's going to be bad for you. But that's because that's all you eat. There's no fruits, vegetables, exercise, and there's nothing that's going to be healthy for you.
That's great news. Now, it sounds like we can eat a variety of things, but we also have to remember to stay active.
Yeah, so being active is really important. And most people think that being active is you have to go to the gym, you have to lift weights. But the first thing I'd advise people for staying active is if you want to get started, it can just be as simple as walking. So walking 5,000 steps or 10,000 steps is a good goal. 5,000 steps take you about 30 minutes. Another way to be active without leaving the house is clean your house. So I know a lot of people take that as a chore, but if you clean your house on a daily basis, I can guarantee you're going to reach your 5,000 to 10,000 steps, especially if you do it daily. Now, people may not be able to do that because they might be working or they have kids, but there's always something that you can do. Park your car really far when it comes to grocery shopping, walking around your neighborhood, but anything that you can do to be active, because really that is the key, staying active and making sure that you eat everything in moderation.
Thanks, John. And now if people have specific questions they want to ask you, how can they get a hold of you?
So I do have my Instagram page and I'm working on my website too. My Instagram handle is John Canlas RD, JohnCanlasRD, John Canlas RD. And I do take specific one-to-one coaching clients. So if you have any questions, you can always DM me there. I also have a Facebook group called Sustainably Fit and Healthy. So you can reach me there too as well.